Last time on Dragon Ball Z, VJ ate Krillin's ass.
Oh look, it's Saban's wrestling buddy.
No, you can't eat my ass, VJ, you nitwit. VJ, you want to lick my Dragon Balls!
VJ, he's a bitch.
VJ's stuck me in his butt.
It's not blood season yet. It's VJ had your wieners!
Stupid dog! Stupid VJ!
VJ, gay. He is. I need more pictures of VJ's butt! Gotham is in danger because of VJ's gas. You want to know how I got these scars? VJ's teeth.
VJ is a stupid doo-doo head. Two guys in the dark.
It's Booker T, sucker. I hate you, VJ. I'm gonna kick your ass in Nashville, shucky ducky.
VJ is a homosexual. VJ, my nuts will rest in your mouth. Rest in peace.
I'm gonna staple VJ's nuts with a stapler.
Do you like scary movies, VJ? Ooh, I love scary movies!
How about gay porn?
VJ is gay. I tell you what.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hold the phone, gang. It's that homosexual VJ.
Jinkies, it's that gay wet VJ.
Zoinks, like hey VJ, it's me, Shaggy. I think you know we suck big balls.
VJ is gay.
Jeepers, Vincent is having sex with the monster.
What's VJ doing to Wilfred?
Not.
We should charge people to watch
BJ, stop fucking Wilfred.
Yeah, she is black ass deep.
I'm recording, we can't. Let's focus.
Looks like it's had frostbite.
Stop looking at my feet, we gotta record.
Yeah, you're right. I should do myself a favor. Hello and welcome to Two Guys in the Dark.
No, you can't.
This week's episode.
We can't have goofy voices to do at the beginning of every one.
What's wrong with my goofy voice? Wait a minute now. My voice ain't goofy.
You sound like Gomer Pyle.
I don't sound nothing. This sounds like Gomer Pyle.
That's just a higher tip.
Hang on. I can do it. I know I can. It's in there somewhere.
Gomer Pyle has nothing to do with.
I used to be able to do his voice.
This is all about.
Sarge?
This week's all about.
Pissing Sean off like every week.
About sharks, underwater themes.
Nah, it's more of a
What'd you call this?
in the deep.
Two guys in the deep.
Two guys in the deep.
Sounds like porn.
It does.
But then again, so does the whole podcast.
Yes, it's very great innuendo if you ask me.
Okay. So we this is day 2 of us in Nashville. Of course, you live here, so it's like day 5,000 for you.
Well, not 5,000. I've only lived here for 2 years.
So this
It's
is
like 700 something days at most, right?
day 2 of me in Nashville. We did a lot today. Me and Tazia woke up. I hope.
Thank God.
Yeah. Normally we're dead, but this week. But
How does
today
she react to your sleeping yet?
She says she's right next to me, but she don't want me on the podcast. She says it doesn't bother her. I don't know how.
I guess she's just not a light sleeper like I am.
Yeah.
Shit's
Let me
scary.
ask, are you a light sleeper? No. No. But she's able to sleep right through it.
Oh, good. This way, it'll be an unconscious choice to let you die.
Wow.
versus
She
my
did-
versus my very conscious
She
choice to
did.
be like, shut the fuck up, Sean. Like,
She finally got to the point where you were. You say that you say that at my house, and you're like, you stop breathing for a couple minutes, and I didn't wake you because you're a dick when you wake up. And it got to the point where she started doing that, and she's like, no, you're mean when I wake you up.
no, it was never because you're a dick. It was like, shut the fuck up so I can sleep. You were making so much noise. You're like,
Oh, okay.
and then I was like, you went, and I was like, oh, thank God. Finally, he shut the fuck up. I should probably wake him up. It's been like 2 minutes now. Or I could use this moment to fall asleep. Sleep sounds great.
We're both sleeping, just in different ways.
One of us is actually trying to sleep. The other one is fucking dying in his sleep.
Yep. Oh, fuck. Okay. But anyway, me and her woke up. They said we're supposed to get like a breakfast here. I went down to the breakfast. It was like bagels wrapped up. They were dry as fuck. And Rice Krispies.
They make y'all eggs and sausage.
No eggs, sausage. There's those dry ass bagels.
I think Holiday Inn you have to order that kind of stuff to your room. Because when I went and stayed at the Holiday Inns, like they didn't have a complimentary breakfast. They made me like have to pay for it.
They're supposed to be though. And in the pictures she saw, they had like fucking. They had cinnamon rolls. I don't know. Also, she bought. Did I talk about the donuts last week?
I don't think so.
She bought donuts yesterday from a vending machine. Me and her ate one, and I was like, "This is bad." She spit hers out. I ate mine, and you come over like, "Hey, you want these?"
You guys like offered me.
Yeah, and you look at it, you're like, "They got their mold on it."
And they were supposed to be white. They were green.
Yeah. Well, I didn't notice. I ate one, and I was like, "Nah, this ain't for me."
Disgusting.
And then, so after that kind of downer of a breakfast, we went swimming. in the pool. We're the only ones there because it's the coronavirus. So
Coronavirus.
no one's at the pool. But we had a good time. She didn't want to get off the steps because she can't swim. But I helped her get off, and I carried her around the pool, and she finally relaxed enough. It's only 5 feet, so
Yeah.
so that was nice. And then came back up here, and then you came down, and we went to the zoo.
That was fun.
That
was
was
a
fun.
lot of fun.
Yeah. Wasn't that crowded, so it was kind of nice. Was it expensive? Yep. $4 for a drink at a vending machine. You want to get Sprite? That's $4.
Shit.
Yeah.
I ended up spending like $10. All I got was a chocolate covered banana and a Gatorade, but it was okay because that was the best Gatorade I ever had.
I think I spent 12. I got her a Gatorade and I got some Dippin' Dots. So it was good. What was your favorite part of the zoo?
Oh man, the rhinos.
The rhinos? We spent like 20 minutes with the fucking rhinos.
Well, they were very active today, and most times when I go see rhinos, they're like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And this time they were like, "Let's give them a show."
Oh, they just like walked around and stared at you.
And wallered in the mud. That was
Yeah.
cute. And then we kept finding like rhinos we didn't know were there. At first we thought there was like 2. Then we saw 3. Then we saw 4. Then we saw 5. And the funny thing is we thought each time that's a pile of rocks. Until the pile of rocks got up and started walking around. And oh shit, that's another rhino.
Yeah.
Wow.
The rhino, we spent a good time with them rhinos, and what else we do? There was some slave house. For some reason, there's a slave house at the zoo. Is it a slave house?
It's a farmhouse.
Oh.
I don't know if they actually had slaves. I was making jokes about
Oh,
that.
okay. I just going by what you said.
Oh, I was just making jokes.
Well, there's a farmhouse.
It's most likely. Maybe Google it, the time period, but you probably won't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
The Hermitage is just down the street, so woohoo!
My favorite part. There are a lot of cool parts to the zoo. The tiger was really up close. I like that.
He was like sleeping right up against the glass,
Yeah, and having like
or napping at least.
Yeah, he's having like how cats and dogs fidget in their sleep.
Well, he was doing that because of the flies that kept landing on him.
Oh,
His ear kept shaking around because a fly would keep landing on his ear.
yeah.
And then his tail kept flying up and slapping the flies off the rest of his body.
That'd be so cool to have.
The tail to slap flies.
Yeah.
That would be great. Like anytime they get on my legs, I'll be like, ah! And it goes, whoosh! And they're like, ah! Flyowy.
I feel like you'd just use it to pick up like your drinks and like.
Yeah, probably. I'd probably use it to jerk off.
Oh my god, there'd probably be like a whole site to do that.
Yeah,
If we had
probably
tails.
would. Probably would. We'd be a millionaire. We're the first ones to think of it. You're not the first ones to think of it. We're the first ones to record it and put it on the internet.
That's true. Money, please. I don't know. Some reason I enjoyed the farmhouse a lot. I don't know what.
It's your inner white person. You had 2 black people with you, and you're like standing on the stairs looking down at us, like something about this feels right.
No.
You sack of shit.
I don't know. That was fun. I like looking at the ox and the sheep that looked like it was about to kill
Oh
them.
yeah, the dinky,
Yeah.
the dinkies, and the
Donkeys.
dinkies.
How you call them dinkies?
It's cute. They're dinky. They always look dinky.
Okay.
What, donkeys always look dinky, so I'm like, why don't I just call them dinkies?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dinky.
Well, I enjoyed that part. I enjoyed the monkeys were cool. I don't know why I like that. There's this part with a lot of guinea pigs that we.
Oh, I love that part too.
They had like this really cool houses for guinea pigs and a bridge, and one of the guinea pigs were on the bridge. Was cool as shit. They had a snake in the men's restroom.
Which scared the shit out of me, to be honest. I walked up to the urinal, take a piss, like, open my eyes. There's a snake staring at me, a huge ass python. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then she found monkeys in her bathroom, which was cool.
We got to see some black bears,
Flamingos,
lemurs,
kangaroos,
baby joeys.
Yeah. Carp. A lot of carp fishes.
I don't think those were carp.
They look like carps, and I don't know anything about fish.
Yeah, clearly.
Orange
those
koi?
were koi fish, yes.
Yes.
Those were several koi fishes.
Yes.
No, none of those were carp.
Same thing.
Not even close.
Same thing.
You need to be slapped.
I'm sure they fish them up, eat them, call it fish.
You know nothing.
Okay.
Corp.
So we spent quite a while there. Left. We went to go eat.
Hey.
Huh?
You forgot to mention the other animals, jerk.
Oh, sorry.
There's this couple that came up while we were looking at all the ostriches, the zebras, the you know, like the NL and the ones with the harder to pronounce names. And
basically, they were like, what are those, elk?
Yeah. So we're standing there looking at them. This couple comes up and they're like, "Man, what a random assortment of animals to have all stuck together." I just wanted to say, all of these animals are from Southern Africa, but it was a black couple, and I was like, would this come across as racist? I should say it anyway. But like literally every single one of those animals are from Southern Africa.
Yeah.
So it's not like random at all. If anything, they're the most likely to be seen together in the wild.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything. It's like, I don't want to ruin their good time of ignorance with knowledge.
They should hang out with that one kid who was at the rhino exhibit. He's like, are rhinos dinosaurs? I was like,
do they eat hippos? He was asking some dumbass questions, but I get it because he's a little kid. So.
And I think like his mom was answering, and then
his dad was answering at first, and then he was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. He just stopped answering. And the mom ignored him a little while longer and then started answering questions.
He had to jump into, no, that's wrong. That's the wrong kind.
At some point, I wanted to start answering these questions. Like, look, he's going to be stupid forever if you don't do anything about this.
He's trying to stop the stupidity. You're not helping.
Knowledge equals power. Your kid is going to be weak as fuck.
Yeah, it was fun. Anything else we saw?
We didn't get to go into the reptile encapture.
Yeah, there's a lot of them were closed due to the coronavirus.
But the red pandas weren't out, which kind of sucked. We did get to see the leopards, or the what were they called?
Lemurs?
No, the cats.
Small cats.
The smaller cats that can climb the trees and whatnot. There was a big ass cougar they had there.
Yeah.
And I think there was gibbons, which are like monkeys.
Yeah.
And that might be it. Like, we named off a lot. So I mean, there's probably some that we're missing, but
more or less, it was everything you'd see as in a couple cool other things, you know.
Yeah. Things you'd expect to see at the zoo, but it was very entertaining. I love going to the zoo. So
we left. We went to this restaurant. No, actually, we first went to Weigel's because VJ's
Walgreens.
Walgreens.
There's no Wiggles in Nashville.
Same thing. Walgreens.
There's no Wiggles in Nashville.
VJ's apparently.
Nobody out here knows what that is.
VJ's on the wall. Why? They have good ices.
I love Wiggles too, but I know there's no such thing as Wiggles out here.
So, VJ's on a Walgreens kick to look for action figures.
Well, it's not just Walgreens. You can find them at Target, JCPenney, apparently.
Well, this is
Apparently.
our third Walgreens in 2 days.
Well, I wanted to go to GameStops as well, but I figured you guys would be like, hey, man, you're wasting our time at this point. We could be doing shit, but you got us walking in and out of friggin', Walgreens and shit. GameStops.
How has I've been letting you drive since you know the locations, and I don't want to drive here. How has my co-piloting been helpful?
It really hasn't. Like, you haven't really done anything. You just like flinch and tense up the whole time. Like, oh jeez, oh god, oh jeez. Cars swerving in and out of lanes, you like having a heart attack. I'm like,
it's scary as shit.
I don't have time to like react to your heart attack and drive. I have to choose one: save all of us or save Sean. Like,
ignore me, but no danger is coming if I'm flinching. Sometimes I'm like, he doesn't see this.
I think you overreact, sir.
It's tough because like people just like just merge over, and like this guy had a blinker on, and then like the second I saw the first flash, he's already moving.
Mm-hmm. They start to get over before they like turn their blinkers on. Some people don't even turn blinkers. You remember yesterday when we were like coming up to that red light and this car just flew around us and the light was red for like a solid 30 seconds already, and these cars are even like halfway turned out into the lane because they've got a green arrow to turn left, and this guy's like slamming on his brakes after he ran the red light to not rear end another car. That's literally like everybody out here drives like a dumbass.
It's intense for me. But so we went to this place that you recommended.
Again,
What was this place called? I can't remember.
Maria Bonitas.
Huh?
Maria Bonitas.
Maria Bonitos?
Maria Bonitas.
Maria Bonitas.
It used to be called Mama Josalitas.
Huh.
But they changed the name.
Well, it was pretty good.
It was delicious.
I got a big ass thing of nachos.
I got a number 3 combination plate,
Oh yeah.
which is 2 tacos, a tostado and a soda pop. No, I'm just kidding. It's 2 tacos, an enchilada, and a chile con queso.
Waiter was cool as shit. He gave you like 5 drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I only got 1 extra. I was like, what the hell?
Well,
I should have been chugging them bitches.
I told you, like, the first thing I had to get in me was liquid.
Yeah.
You remember he brought I always make it a statement, like, when they bring me my first drink, I usually drink it, like, by the time they've handed it to me and they're, they're, like, asking if we've made our decision for orders yet.
Yeah.
And then they know, they're like, oh, well, fuck, he's the thirsty one. Let's make sure to keep him satiated.
But
Keep that thirst
I
quenched.
tipped that dude well because I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, I gave him $5 tip, but that's just because I usually try to do that.
I don't unless they're really good.
But it's how they make their money, regardless. So I'm just like, I'm not a hater about it. You are though. You hater.
I'm not. I kind of just tip on like how they do.
Everybody's different when it comes to tipping.
Okay.
So it's like the other day when we were at the Greek restaurant. You don't have to tip there.
Yeah.
But I just like to tip because the lady's really nice, and she's always very helpful. She's very patient with me. So.
She's very.
And she's a sweetheart. So.
She's very patient, but her face says otherwise.
I know, right? Like her voice is always so nice, but her face just looks like she might be mad at you, and so. But that's how she always looks. But she's really sweet. So.
Yeah. Well, we got super stuck. Then we went to the arcade. What's it called?
Game Galaxy.
We went there, played some games.
Been there before. I think we've talked about it on the podcast before.
Went back. Me and you beat Punisher, the arcade.
Yeah, that's really fun. It's very short though. It only had like 6 levels, I think.
Yeah.
And then I played. They had a bunch of new pinball games out, and like a bunch of different games on that weren't on last time we came in.
Yeah.
I sat down and played Street Fighter 3, and then I played pinball, and it was the
You played Guardians of the Galaxy and TMNT.
Yeah, TMNT was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, so that's what I was trying to think of. But the crazy thing about it was, like, we had, I think, like 2 hours to play.
Yeah.
I think I spent like a good 45 minutes probably playing that Punisher game.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking back, I was like, man, I didn't play that many games this time. But then I was like, I did play that Punisher game for a long ass time.
And
There was a whole row of games that I didn't even go down that it has a bunch of good games down that row, and I forgot about it just because I was playing games that I don't usually play.
I didn't play the whole Punisher game. I jumped in on like the last 2 levels.
Yeah.
And I came in as Nick Fury, and we ended up winning. And then I think me and her played Baby Pac-Man. We played this Transformers shoot 'em up game. Did you play that too? What'd you think of it?
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it?
Wasn't worth it.
It's free.
Well, I mean, it was $12 for the whole day, but
Yeah.
I just didn't like the
game.
Yeah, like it just wasn't as interesting as I was hoping it would be. What really upset me was I really wanted to play that Mario Kart 2 game.
Yeah, I played it and it's broke.
I played it too. Or I tried to play it. I picked Waluigi and then spent 20 minutes driving in circles because he could only turn left. I knew it was broke the moment, like, every time I tried to select something, it just kept...
Yep. I wanted to pick... I was probably going to pick Donkey Kong or Wario. And, like, it made me pick some little fucking Japanese cartoon character. I was like, who the fuck is this? I guess it's a Namco character, because Namco made it.
Which is weird, because... Nintendo... Woohoo!
I played this Arabian Nights pinball game. I whooped its ass, and I think I broke it, because... I got like a ridiculous amount of score. My ball disappeared and never came back. I was like, I think I just whooped its ass and I didn't want to admit it. And then so I left and I played the Deadpool pinball. We played a couple shooter games. We played a couple racing games. That was it, really.
Yeah, I played a lot. There was a whole row that I usually go down that has a bunch of good games I like to play that I didn't get to play. I played that Spider-Man one for a few minutes.
So beat 'em up.
Yeah, it was like a side scroller beat 'em up, like
You played Batman too.
Yeah, but that one wasn't fun.
Yeah.
You couldn't really do that much attacks. He just kept doing this spin kick and jumping.
That's all he needs. He's Batman.
Now, Batman, if the spin kick doesn't work, I'll use my dick and a batarang. And if that doesn't work, then I'll throw a batarang with my dick. Okay, Batman. But the Spider-Man one was better because you could play as Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Black Cat, and Namor.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty cool because the first level was like, I'm fighting these bad guys and this truck explodes and the Scorpion jumps out of it. And so all of a sudden I'm fighting the Scorpion and I kick his ass for like a few seconds. And like they made him such an unimportant bad guy that after I beat him up, Venom just jumps down and throws him out of the way and I have to fight Venom. I was like, are you serious? So then I kick Venom's ass and he gets in like this pile of toxic vat or something. There's like ooze or something. And he goes up to like 3 times the size and jumps up the side of a building. And I'm like, the fuck? You know?
Sounds cool as shit.
So then I start climbing the building and he kills me. And so I have to try again. And it lets me pick a different character. So I picked Hawkeye and I got to test him out. And I was beating the fuck out of him with Hawkeye. And then he defeated me again finally. And that was Namor. Turns out he can shoot lightning. So I fucked Venom up finally. And then climbed up to the top of a building. And Kingpin, and this is just the first level.
Yeah.
And at the top of a building, after I beat up all these bad guys and beat up Venom, Venom's laying down unconscious in front of the Kingpin. And I walk over there, and he jumps back up, and he's like, I was playing the whole time. I'm like, oh, fuck. So now I'm Namor fighting all these bad guys, Venom and Kingpin. Or Kingpin might have ran off, I can't remember. But I'm fighting Venom again with, like, he has help this time. I'm like, God damn, this is fucking hard. And he kills me. So then I pick Black Cat. She kind of sucked.
Oh. Nashville's.
I mean, like,
Had nothing special.
yeah, she had a whip attack was her special move, and she could like lasso some stuff with her whip and swoop kick like Spider-Man does. But like Spider-Man was kind of like he could do his punches and throws and then shoot web and do his web kick. But Namor was definitely the coolest of all the characters, and Hawkeye was probably the second coolest in the game.
Okay.
But it was tough. It was a tough game. It's way tougher than that Punisher game. That Punisher game was awesome though.
Yeah.
Because you could you start out as the Punisher, you're beating up bad guys, then you can pick up knives and throw it at people and stab people with them, and pick up baseball bats and break them over people's heads.
I remember me and you kept accidentally throwing each other at the bad guys.
Yeah, you could pick up your partner and throw him at the bad guy, and then you could jump up in the air or dive to the side and throw grenades. And he had a special attack, which was cool. And then there was this. At one point, he just pulls out a gun, and depending on how many bad guys are around, and you can just start shooting bad guys with a gun, or he'll pick up like one of the bad guys' Uzis or AK-47s and just start shooting people with it. And then you can take these flamethrowers and just burn. It was ultra violent. It's like, this game is so violent. It's so awesome. I was like, how did this video game ever get made? And then it turns out, like, after we beat the game and watched all the credits, at the very end of the credits it said Capcom 1993.
Yeah.
The year before we were born. So I was like, oh, that's how.
Different time.
Came out before we were born. Before people would bitch and complain about video games and how they affected children.
The whole time I was playing, Nick Fury was smoking.
Yeah.
I was like, man, he must have some good ass cardio to do that while smoking.
Definitely. That game was fun as hell, though. I played again. I actually got the highest score on it. Remember?
Yeah.
When we were done, it gave me the highest score.
I got the second, the 18th, and the 28th highest
No,
score.
you got the 18. It called it comp because you didn't have time to put in your name.
Well, I go by a cap anyways.
Yeah, but Capcom.
It's cap cool.
No, you only got 18.
I did such a good job. I got 3 spots.
Shut up. But it was cool because I didn't realize what was going on at first.
Yeah.
So I put in V, and then I tried to put in the rest of my name and ran out of time. So the number 1 score just says V, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
It's kind of cool.
V for Vendetta. And if there's one guy with the Vendetta, it's the motherfucking Punisher. That game was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, after we played a bunch of video games,
I think the only other one I played was Rampage.
I love Rampage.
I always try to make time for Rampage. Because I can't find it anymore. I think I have it on my PS3. But
if we get the chance, we can go back and play some more games. Who knows?
Yeah.
I fucking love
then I guess we came back here after that, right? Did we do anything else?
Came back here. Wow. Just because everything
It's closed.
closes early because of all that's going on.
There's a while back you asked me to write something down that you did. Like, hey, write this down for the podcast. And it's time to bring it up. You apparently locked yourself out of your car and your apartment.
I'm so
The
glad
same day.
you remembered this.
Yes.
Man. Because I did not. I would have not remembered to say this on the podcast, and let me tell you, it sucked.
Was it back to back?
Oh, it was the longest fucking day ever of work, right?
Yeah.
And I got home, and I had finally fixed my window a few days before, so I was like, okay, now it's time to scrape all that duct tape residue that's been stuck on my window off and actually clean my window.
Yeah.
So I go inside. My phone's about dead because it's got a really shit battery, so I'm like, I'm gonna plug it up to charge, and then I will, go downstairs, clean the window off, and come back up and go to sleep because it had been a long day of work. I even stayed over like an extra 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm worn out. So I go up, I put my phone on the charger, I grab the stuff that I need, and I go down and I start cleaning my window. But I turn my car on because I needed to roll the windows up and down, and I was listening to music. And there might have been another reason. I don't actually know why exactly I turned my car on. At the time, I probably remember, but now I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm scraping that window, got the door open, and I'm cleaning it up, and I fix everything up. I get the inside. I finish up on the inside, and I drop the bottle of spray, and it smashes the lock.
Oh shit.
And locks all the doors. And then the door just closes, and I'm like, no. And I reach to grab it, and it slams shut. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh, I know. The driver's side's not connected to the lock. I'll just walk around and open the door. But apparently I locked the driver's side last time I got out of the car. So now the whole car's locked, and it's cut on. And I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? I got a solution for this. I always I have a spare key, right? So I'm like, I'll go upstairs, I'll go upstairs and get my spare key. So I go upstairs. I locked the door to the house when I went out to clean my car.
And the keys are inside?
And the keys are in my car, which is locked, and my car is on. So I'm literally standing outside of my house, standing outside of my car, outside of my car. Can't get in either one. And I'm pissed, right? And you know what? You know what decides to happen?
What?
It decides to start thundering and raining. Like heavy rain. So I'm just tucked up on the balcony with my legs crossed, super pissed off.
Where's Leslie?
This was the day she bought her new car.
Yeah.
So she went to go buy her new car. And I couldn't call or text anybody because I locked my phone in the house.
How long were you waiting?
So about 20 minutes of just how annoyed I was. This random person shows up with a couple boxes.
Yeah.
And she comes up the stairs and she's like, she told me her name. And I forgot because I'm really bad with names and shit. But she was actually moving into the apartment beside ours.
Uh-oh.
And I was like,
you fool.
No. It's like, okay, this is going to sound silly. But I live in the apartment right beside you, and I'm a complete idiot. That car down there that's turned on right now is mine, and I've managed to lock myself out of my car and my house. And she's like, do you want me to call the office? I was like, yes. That's a brilliant idea. I would have never thought of that. So she calls the office, because I had her send Leslie a text message for me. And so she was going to show up and unlock the car for me. And that's after all this, she shows up and she's like, this is my new car. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then she leaves. And I was really bitter because I was like, I got locked out of my car locked out, and she just bought a brand new car. I was like, man, fuck you. You know? But so she calls the office. This guy comes with a spare key and says, I just need to see your ID to know that you live here. Thank God I had my wallet in my back pocket. Because it's always in my back pocket. Almost always in my back pocket.
Yeah.
So I show him that. He unlocks the door for me and gives me the spare key. I put it in my wallet. I go into my bedroom. I get the spare key out of my special spot. Unlock my car. Cut my car off. Put my keys in my pocket. And take the car key and put it in my wallet.
There you go.
And from this... The spare key is in my wallet. And from that day forward, I always carry... I will show you. I lost my wallet. I'm an idiot.
Well,
Well, I'm screwed.
part 2.
Somebody's gonna find a way into my house. Oh, it's under the bowls. From that day forward, I decided... Spare house key? Whatcha?
Hell yeah.
Spare car key. Always in my wallet.
Just so if someone mugs you, they're gonna hit the lottery.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking about that.
Alright.
I'm thinking about... really, they're not going to hit the lottery? Because if you think about it, I don't ever carry cash.
You get a car and everything in their apartment.
Huh?
They get,
Well, yeah, but if they ask for my wallet, I'll just be like, if they're like, give me all your money. I'll be like, I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Like, give me goddamn money. I'll pull out my wallet and I'll be like, there's nothing in my fucking wallet, nigga, I'm broke.
I have 3 ones and a bunch of receipts. That's
Like-
what you're getting.
It's really, that was what was in my wallet, like, the other day. And they'd be like, well, if they fucking go to the bank, go to the ATM right now, and get the money out the goddamn ATM and give me that money. And I'd be like, no, nigga, I ain't got time for that. Go away. Mug somebody else. Like, shit, for
Mug that
real.
guy,
Like, you picked the wrong, you pick a broke nigga, okay? Don't worry about mugging me. You picked a broke nigga.
Oh, jeez. Well, it's time to dive into some segments here.
Segments, yeah.
First up, video of the week, and this is Jabberjaw. It's I think it was on the Boomerang.
Yeah, it used to come on Cartoon Network all the time,
They're
and then they
called,
moved it to Boomerang.
Cartoon Network Groovies, I think is what they're called. But it's a video of Jabberjaw talking about how he gets no respect. Basically, how he should be, I guess, as popular as Scooby-Doo, maybe, is what the song's about.
Basically.
Yeah. Even though Scooby-Doo's way better. But I still like Jabberjaw. And,
Also, wasn't Jabberjaw like a decade later?
yeah.
It was late to the show. Like, it was
Yeah.
after the...
Because they done a bunch of Scooby-Doo clones. So
Yeah.
that was like one of the later ones. I guess it was one of the most, with the exception of Scooby, it's probably like one of the bigger ones. Because
Yeah,
I mean, more people know Jabberjaw than like Goober the dog ghost and the Funky Phantom ghost.
I was thinking of the car one.
Speed Buggy.
Yeah. He's probably like the second most popular.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, you know, one, you tried to steal the Scooby-Doo gimmick, but two...
Well, I mean, it's made by the same people. They didn't try to steal it.
Well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, you're trying to run with the same shtick, only they're in a band. So it's like Josie and the Pussycats meets Scooby-Doo, and instead of having a dog as a pet, they have a fucking great white shark.
Which is pretty cool, but...
But, like, it's not going to do anything on dry land. That's so...
Yeah, and he sounds like, what, Curly from the Three Stooges?
Yeah.
But
So,
I enjoyed this video a lot. I've seen it a lot. And I thought, hey, we're doing a lot of shark stuff. This is a good time to
bust it out.
bust it out for video of the week. If you want to see this video, don't be going to that YouTube now. Go straight to us on Facebook. That's Two Guys in the Dark on Facebook. Go to us. We'll have all the other video weeks, and our videos are on there too. So check us out on Facebook.
Like, share, subscribe.
Alright, next up is a little segment I like to call Help Wanted. This is where I give you a job and tell you how much you'll get paid, and then you tell me if you'll accept the job. Help Wanted. Alright, so here's what you ready for this week's.
Let's do it.
And this one, you get a 75-cent raise to what you're making now. And here's what you do. You will talk shit to a shark for 8 hours who's in this tank.
How much more do I get? 75
75 cents. And then you go to Shark Tank and you talk shit to them for 8 hours.
But I don't have to get in the tank.
No.
I think I would take this job.
You point at them.
The reason I think I would take this job
Yeah.
is every time we go to the aquarium at the Gatlinburg Aquarium,
Yeah.
me and Leslie go, and we're riding through the Shark Lagoon thing, whatever it's called, underneath where you can see all the sharks and everything.
Yeah.
This big motherfucking shark, the biggest one in the goddamn tank, always stares right at me.
Yeah.
And he just keeps staring at me. He doesn't swim past us. He doesn't swim over us. He just literally like kind of swims around to where he can just stare at me the whole time. And I'm like, you see this, right? And every time we go, I'm like, you see this motherfucker staring at me, right?
Yep.
And she's like, I do. And I'm like, what did I do? I was just like, I don't know. So I just shit talk him all the time. Every time I go there, like, I was like, oh, look at that shark. Oh, look at that shark. Oh, there's that bitch ass shark that just fucking like has a staring problem. Fucking.
Okay, so you definitely like this job.
I do like this job.
Now, granted, if the glass ever breaks, you might be in trouble.
That stuff is pretty strong though.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of like at the Gatlinburg. There's like this one spot that's like all scratched up and like a couple like little teeth marks in it and everything.
Uh-huh.
And there's a sign attached to it that says, "This is from a shark attack in like 2009 or something, like 2007 or something." I don't know. So you know that's some strong ass class.
Next up is a game I like to call Would You Rather. This is where I give you two options and you gotta decide which one you would rather take. Alright, ready? Number 1. You and DMX are lifeguards at a shark infested beach. Or be a weatherman in the Sharknado universe.
Me and DMX are what now?
Lifeguards at a shark infested beach. Or be a weatherman in the Sharknado world.
I feel like it'd be better to be like a lifeguard with DMX, because then I have a better chance of survival.
Yeah.
Because the weatherman's gonna get it no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
but like in the lifeguard scenario, I have the choice to whether or not I get in the water, and I probably just get fired if I don't save somebody's life. But I can also be like, all right, DMX, you get this one. And they're like, I got the last 3. I'm like, yeah, so you warmed up. Go ahead.
I want to make this into a movie because I just want to incorporate his raps into how much he hates you as a coworker.
X gonna give it to you. Wait for you to give it on your own. The X gonna deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door. It's real. With them sharp gills and thrills and teeth and shit.
Do you think he'll sing X gonna give it to you when he has to resuscitate somebody?
Yeah.
X gonna give you that oxygen. I don't know. But I think he'd be a fun coworker.
I feel like also, like, why do we call it shark infested water?
Maybe it's like high shark spottage.
Well, no, I just was thinking, like, you always see it in, like, movies and TV shows and everything, and they're always like, it's shark-infested water. But it's like, sharks live in the ocean, so...
Well, maybe it's a more common spot to see them. I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking, it's like, you don't call your house a VJ-infested house. Yeah, this house is infested with humans. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Alright. It's now time for Random Facts. Guess what this is on?
Sharks?
Yep.
If it had been squirrels, I honestly would have laughed.
I should have done it on squirrels. On hindsight. Alright, number 1.
In hindsight.
Based on fossils, scientists hypothesize sharks first appeared in the ocean around 455 million years ago.
455 million years. That's a long time. Million? Jesus, that's a long time.
Yeah. Number 2. Each whale shark's spots is as unique as a fingerprint.
Huh. That's interesting. I'll tell you what's crazy, man. Like, the ocean is the most unknown thing in our world, basically. Like, we know more about outer space than we know about the ocean.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Also
really scary. Have you ever heard of the blue hole in Belize?
What's that?
It's a hole in the middle of the ocean. It's like a little bit of island, like not a little bit of island, but like a little bit of shallow water at the edge of this like island area, and then it's just like in this weird circle, and then it just drops down like forever long. Like, I'm sure there's an actual measurement, if that's even possible, but it's just a hole in the middle of nowhere, like in the ocean, of just water that just drops all the way down, and like people took photos down into the hole, and then there's photos from inside the hole looking up. I'm like, who would get in there and just go down in there?
How deep does it go?
Forever long, man. It's like we can watch videos on it later, but
Okay.
like so you can see it. But it's so cool.
All right. Last fact: hammerhead sharks have a 360-degree vision.
How?
It feels like that'd give you a migraine, but
Yeah.
so I don't know. I guess because the way their eyes are, the way their head's shaped, it's kind of like you see those things on Facebook where you spin your phone around.
Yeah.
I guess their eyes are shaped like something similar. Right. I didn't do a Camp Cool quiz show for this one, mostly because I forgot. I guess I just didn't put it on here, but I do have the Wheel of Topics. This is where you say,
The Wheel of Topics.
there you go.
Wait, you didn't do a Captain Cool Twitch show?
It's alright if I miss one.
No, it's not. I should get a free prize.
Question one: how many degrees does a hammerhead shark have?
360. It can see in 360 degrees.
Ah, okay, I'm not doing it.
So I win?
That's the
Sweet.
only thing I know.
Okay. Give me,
Wheel of Topics.
give me a prize.
Do-
Give me a goddamn prize. It's the only reason I'm happy when you come down here. I'm like, I'm gonna get new shit. No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
gonna get new figures.
Ooh, it's gonna be so nice.
Okay, we got Dark Cloud, book a Cap Cool and BJ Shark movie, book a BJ Shark buddy cop movie, book a Jabberjaw movie, WWE Royal Rumble outside of the ring surrounded by sharks,
Jesus Christ, why is that so violent?
the Beach Boys versus Batista.
Honestly, though, let's go to this WWE Royal Rumble thing. I imagine that WWE should do this one year. Just put a wrestling ring.
Now hold on, they did it with dogs and it didn't work as well. They liked. It wasn't a Royal Rumble. It was like a.
Well, no, I was just gonna say like they get like a bridge type thing coming out from the shore to the ring, and that's like the ramp they walk down to get into the ring.
Yeah.
And the ring is like floating out in the ocean basically, and they have the wrestling the Royal Rumble there, but the losers get thrown over the rope into the ocean.
Yeah.
And they have to swim back.
That is cool.
The swim of shame, basically, until sharks show up and somebody gets bitten.
Maybe
eaten, and dies.
Maybe they could do it on a lake where there's no sharks.
Or they just have like patrol.
Yeah.
Have like what are they called? Coast Guard patrol while they're.
Question: would the thing? What would they have to put that on so the ring won't tip into the water?
I'm sure they could as long as they don't go too far out, they could build a stage or something that like is anchored to the ground and holds the ring in place.
Yeah. That'd be cool as shit.
It would be good.
The ring would get soaked, but
well, I imagine it's like high enough above the water that the only way you can really get wet is throwing your opponent over. But like that'd be perfect because then like basically you can't do the 2 feet touching the floor rule. Like if you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
If you get wet, you get the fuck out.
And I think
then it'd be cool to see Kofi Kingston still find ways to get around it.
Yeah.
Like they throw him over the water and his feet are hanging on the ropes, but it's like whole upper half of his body is engulfed in water and he's basically drowning. And Biggie pulls him back up into the ring.
maybe the rest can be on jet skis and he can jump on one, knock a ref off.
Oh yeah.
Vroom, 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 vroom. That'd be so badass.
Wow, man, WWE needs to hire us.
Yes,
right?
I know. Well, I'm glad we talked it over before I gave him my. And then they get ate by sharks. What? Okay.
No, this would probably be like even more interested in it. It's like, oh, they have to fight sharks too? Oh, people are gonna love this.
Yes. Okay.
Huh.
What?
Shark Week. Apparently,
No.
we're sitting here talking about sharks and a commercial for Shark Week.
It's not Shark Week. It's Shark Fest. Yeah. It's
5-week event. Damn. That's how.
I'm not that.
I wouldn't mind watching all that. I love learning about sharks.
I'm not that interested in sharks. Alright. Dark
You
Cloud.
will be.
Dark Cloud series. Book a Captain Cool and BJ Sharp movie. Book a BJ Shark Buddy Cop movie. Book a Jabberjaw movie. The Beach Boys versus Batista.
Let's book a Jabberjaw movie.
How would you book it?
I would book a Scooby-Doo movie, and like they go around solving all these mysteries, and Jabberjaw keeps trying to show up to solve the mysteries, and like they get there just as all the mysteries have been solved, and they're super pissed. So they finally go like the complete opposite direction of the Scooby Gang to find their own mystery to solve. And they're like, it's like the biggest mystery that has ever been out there, and everyone wants to know the answer to it, and they're like doing all their research, and they're trying to figure out because they want to get more famous than the Scooby Gang, and so they're like on the cusp of figuring it out, and they show up. They solve the mystery and everything, right? And they're like standing in front of the main bad guy, or the people of the city, and they're about to explain how everything was done. And the Scooby Gang shows up. And they get out of the car and they're like, "Oh, hey, cool! It's the Scooby Gang." And it's like they're like, Velma's like, "What's going on here?" And they're like, "Oh, the shark, Galoon, what's it called? Shark. What's the group called?
Their band?
Yeah. Or what's the name of the show?
The show's called Jabberjaw, I'm pretty sure.
Jabberjaw and his crew just solved this mystery, and they're like, "Yeah, the answer is," and Velma's like, "Let me guess, blah 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 blah," and they're like, and she's like, "Blah blah 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 blah," and pulls the dude's mask off. She's like, "Yep, blah 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 blah," throws the mask. So that one was pretty easy. Dusts off her hands, gets in the mystery machine, and Scooby goes, "Ree!" and they just drive off. And Shaggy's like, man, they'll never learn.
God.
And they just get like super pissed.
I mean, do they put on masks and try and scare the Scooby Gang?
They just drive after them and try to eat them.
Oh my God!
They just let the great white shark try to eat them.
So it's like a Mad Max of like detectives.
Yeah. No. It just ends with them really pissed off.
Oh.
Roll credits.
Just like, you know how like in credits sometimes it shows like little side bits on the side.
Yeah.
It's just them folding their arms on the couch. Oh boy, I hate them.
Scooby Gang. The next Scooby-Doo movie, they can be the bad guys.
Yeah, they kind of did on the Scooby-Doo Guess Who. They did one with the Funky Phantom and his crew, and they're kind of competing against each other.
Haven't they done one with the Speed Buggy as well?
It wasn't like that. They did a crossover.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like in a competitive way like that.
They were both trying to.
Yeah, they were just working together.
Yeah.
All right. Dark Cloud. Book a Captain Cool and BJ Shark movie. Book a BJ Shark Buddy Cop movie. The Beach Boys versus Batista.
In a world where one fat tub of lard fell into the ocean and was granted the ability to swim and breathe underwater by a magical shark, VJ and what's a cool name for a shark?
Bruce.
That's two on the nose. That's Finding Nemo. We got.
That's also, I think, the name of the shark in Jaws. Teethy McGee.
How about Garrett?
Okay, Garrett.
BJ and Garrett must solve that crime. And they just me and a shark literally go on a buddy cop adventure. That's like, I mean, like, what do you mean book a BJ Shark buddy cop movie? That's it. That's
okay. You know, it'd be cool if like,
or just should the shark come on land instead?
no, I don't know. It could be whatever. In my head, there's like these guys on jet skis and they meet up. It's like, want some heroin? And you guys will circle them. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's 300 for this bag of heroin I have. Dun, 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 dun. And when they make the trade, boom, like one gets the one, and then you get the other.
He jumps up and bites dude off the jet ski, and I jump off and I teabag the other guy off the jet ski. And he's like, "There's dicks in my mouth." Like he falls in the water. And then he gets ate by Garrett.
We did it again, Garrett.
High five. And he's like, half in. And I'm like, alright.
And then like the bag of heroin floats to the shore where kids are. We saved the day.
What's this stuff?
Alright. Book a
Oh my god, somebody call an ambulance.
Book a Captain Cool and VJ Sharp movie. The Beach Boys versus Batista.
Captain Cool and VJ Shark movie.
I imagine this one would be closer to like Deep Blue Sea, but with me and you.
Trying to survive sharks?
Yeah.
I just imagine the whole movie is like you and me walk into a room, sit down on the couch and turn on the TV.
Shark Week?
And we watch Shark Week. Yeah.
Okay.
Or we just watch shark movies or Shark Week, or like we're filming the podcast the whole time that we're watching this.
So it's like a mystery science theater 3000 just with us and sharks. Yeah. Okay.
It's like that way we don't have to be in danger. I don't want to like be around sharks.
We're safe here. Unless they're your partner in crime or partner on the force. You don't want
but like in this scenario, I imagine other sharks won't fuck with me because he's got my back until they smell blood. Or he smells blood, and then I'm fucked. You know what I mean? Can't trust him. Stop eating me, Garrett. You do taste so good.
Okay. And last up, the Beach Boys versus Batista.
Like in a fight?
Yeah, fight.
Oh, Batista all the way.
They're on, imagine.
Oh, he's gonna. I wish they all could be California girls. Batista's like, I like girls from Tennessee. And they're like, California. It's like, Texas. California. It's like, anywhere but California. And they're like, alright, damn it, kick his ass. And like one of the Beach Boys is like, no. And the rest of them are like, let's get him. He's like, really, guys, no.
I imagine they're playing and like he just busts out of the sand because they're playing on the beach for some reason. He's like, raw, and he beats the fuck out of them with their instruments.
I imagine they're in the midst of like a epic concert everybody's been waiting for. They love the Beach Boys, and then the music stops and all their instruments stop, and they're like, the fuck's going on? And they're looking around, and you see this light show, and it like goes to the curtain behind them, and the curtain opens up, and then fireworks shoot off, and then I walk for miles inside this pit of danger. He grabs the drummer and starts slamming his head into all the drums. It's like like throws him off the stage because he's dead. Yeah. He kicks all the drums out of his way, and he just like slaps his knee and drops down and just. But only like machine guns actually are like firing and killing the crowd. And everyone's like, oh my god, we shouldn't have been fans of the Beach Boys because we didn't know we were gonna die today. And the Beach Boys are like, that's our fans, that's our money,
that's our drummer.
That's our drummer. So they run up after him. He's like, and he uppercuts the guitarist so hard in the balls that like that there's just blood in his pants, and you can see it bleeding through his bleached white pants.
Jesus Christ!
And Batista puts him out of his misery by just pushing him off the stage into the shark water, and he gets eaten, and then he turns and he looks at the other two, and he grabs one, puts his head between his legs, and the other one's like, no, and he pushes him down and puts the other one's head between his legs too. Double Batista bomb. the one that hits the ground first, his neck snaps on the stage.
Fuck.
The other one rolls out of it. He tries to get up, and he's like, "I'm gonna run." Spear by Batista, right? Batista picks him up, and he takes him over to the keyboard, and Batista bombs him through the keyboard.
KO. Fucking hey, dude. You instantly thought of like the most brutal fucking death scene for the Beach Boys. Using Batista.
I don't like the Beach Boys.
They're alright.
I couldn't think of any other Batista signature moves, or I would have used them too. I know he did the spear. I think he did the spine buster.
He did.
So, okay, he'll spine buster one of them, and then Batista bombed the last one through the keyboard. And that one gets, like, fried.
Yeah. Alright. It's now time for movie reviews.
I just like the part where he slams the guy's head into all the drums, and then throws him off. He goes...
Alright, movie review. You ready?
And there's fireworks, too, when everybody's getting blown up and shredded.
Okay.
Shit, I'm gonna go home, play WWE 2K19, and just play Batista and just destroy everybody. Last game I really played, when I was like really wanting to win, I'd always pick Batista because he has good moves. Yeah, movie reviews. Okay, so we got like 80 movies. You picked 80 movies for us to do this week, so we better get to it. It's gonna be our most productive week in history. But first, the VJ's Comical Quiz Show.
Oh, you got a quiz show for me?
Mm-hmm. Should have got a prize, but I didn't. But I'll get you one if you win.
Okay.
Now, I'm just letting you know, this quiz show is mostly Marvel related.
Oh, shit.
And by that is 100% Marvel related, so I hope you know your
Some Marvel themes on the Shark episode, okay.
Well, we don't really have a Marvel episode coming up anytime soon. And
we actually started doing the Marvel Universe, and we just never kept up with it.
Well, we got to go back to it. It's just I figured we would wait because, you know, there's so much, like, to incorporate. I feel like we still have to, like, there's so many animations that we haven't done, like, endless amounts of.
Well, we're doing, like, all of pop culture, so we have a lot to tackle.
Yeah. So it's okay if we take a break. I mean, we did Phase 1, and that's a large amount of movies right there, right?
Yeah, I don't think we did Hulk.
Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, Avengers.
I don't think we did Avengers. I think the next two we gotta do is Hulk and Avengers. I had to double check on that because I know what episode it is. I just gotta go back and re-listen to it.
Well, we've done a lot.
Yeah. All right.
But once Phase 1's done, we can start Phase 2.
All right.
So we'll make an episode called Finishing Phase 1.
VJ Quiz Show.
Which of these Marvel heroes was introduced as a villain?
Mm-hmm.
A. Hawkeye. B. Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. C. Plastic Man. Or D. Kraven the Hunter.
Introduced as the villain?
Mm-hmm.
This is tough because I know Plastic Man's origin, and he did start out as a crook. Who was A and B?
A is Hawkeye.
Uh-huh.
B is Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier.
I don't think it's B because he was Captain America's sidekick for a while. So I don't think B. I'm just gonna pretend that's not even an option. So A, C, and D. A, I could maybe see. Maybe confusion. D, Kraven is a bad guy, so it makes me think maybe he wasn't a bad guy because why else would he be on this list? Shit, I'm gonna just shot in the dark go with Plastic Man.
I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Plastic Man was introduced as a villain.
Yeah, he was a crook who worked for Kite Man.
But what was the question?
Who was introduced in the comics?
Which of these Marvel heroes?
God, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
That was a dick move. The answer was A, Hawkeye. And you were correct to think Kraven the Hunter was he is a bad guy, and Bucky Barnes was introduced as Bucky Barnes and then became the Winter Soldier. So
what kind of genie bullshit trickery is this? All right.
I had to make it a little hard.
Okay.
But technically, it wasn't incredibly hard. Hawkeye was introduced as a bad guy in the Iron Man comic books.
Yeah.
And then later on,
I could have seen that one. Like, I was like, yeah, I could see that.
I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, I should put Hawkeye and then Black Widow. I was like, but wait. All these characters were bad guys and are good guys. So I was like, that he could answer any of these and get it right. I'm sorry, that was a cheap one. That was a cheap one.
Okay.
Which of these characters did Ghost Rider's penance stare not work on?
Okay.
Galactus, A. Carnage, B. Starbrand, C. Or Doctor Strange, D.
I know it didn't work on Hulk because Hulk didn't have any guilt, I don't think.
Probably would have worked on Bruce Banner, though.
Yeah.
Didn't work on Punisher either.
I gotta go with Carnage. I don't think he'd have guilt either. He loves what he does.
You're going with B?
Carnage.
Correct. The penance stare does not work on Carnage or Venom or anyone controlled by a symbiote.
Okay.
Symbiote is actually
an alien,
like a protection from the penance stare, basically. But ironically enough, I don't think it would have worked on Cletus Cassidy either.
Yeah.
So you got one correct.
Okay.
Who has the highest kill count?
Yeah, let's be specific. Let's be specific. In Marvel?
I'll give you the options and you'll be like, oh, obviously. Who has the highest kill count? A. Thanos. B. Doctor Doom. C. Galactus. Or D. Dark Phoenix.
There'd be no way it could be Galactus with the amount of planets he's eaten. It wouldn't make sense. If it's Dark Phoenix, I'd smack you and say some bullshit.
Smack me and say some bullshit.
Because, like, Galactus is a planet eater. Thanos is the only one I could possibly see him beating him, but because he took half of, I don't know how, the comics, I don't know half of what his extent was, but I guess the planet eater.
Galactus?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. The answer is B, Doctor Doom.
How, though?
Doctor Doom has killed multiple people upon multiple universes and merged all the universes into just a small amount. I think it was like maybe like under 50 at a certain point. And he was basically the god of all of these universes. And I think he used this Molecule Man he killed the Molecule Man of every universe in order to basically become god of all these universes. He also had some help, I think, from the son of
Doom Butts.
Well, I was going to say the son of Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Franklin Richards. But I'd have to reread the storyline, let you know all the details. But he canonically has the highest kill count in the Marvel Universe.
Alright.
Which of these characters... Okay, what?
I guess if I knew that one detail, I guess, like, okay, go ahead. Alright, go ahead.
So you're 1 for...
Like 4.
1 for 3.
Yeah.
You gotta get all these correct to get a prize. Which of these characters debuted first? Mojo. A.
From the Planet Mojo guy?
Yeah, from Mojo World and whatnot.
Yeah.
A. Mojo. B. Gambit. C. Bishop. Or D. Jubilee.
Bishop was one, right?
Yeah, Bishop is the A. Mojo, B. Gambit, C. Bishop, or D. Jubilee.
I think it's between Mojo and Bishop. I'm gonna go Mojo.
Correct. Mojo debuted in November of 1985 in Long Shot number 3.
Yep. I knew it wasn't Jubilee.
She's actually.
Okay.
Which of these characters debuted in X-Men Uncanny X-Men number 266? It's all the same options.
Okay.
So, well, actually, it's Gambit, Bishop, Jubilee.
Uncanny X-Men 66.
266.
266. I'm gonna go Bishop.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Final question. Which of these characters debuted in X-Men number 244?
Same.
Your options are Bishop,
Uh-huh.
Jubilee, and Gambit. Because I told you when Mojo appeared, so obviously.
Bishop.
Also incorrect.
God damn it.
So, Jubilee actually had her first appearance before Gambit and before Bishop. Jubilee's first appearance was in Uncanny X-Men number 244. I think it was called Ladies' Night. And it was in January of 1989. In Uncanny X-Men number 266, Gambit made his first appearance. In August of 1990, but it's kind of like a split first appearance because he also made his first appearance the month before that in X-Men Annual number 14 in July of the same year, 1990. And then Bishop was actually the latest of these two all to be introduced. Bishop's first appearance was in Uncanny X-Men number 282.
Okay.
In January of 1991. I think he also has a cameo at the end of 281. Like you see like a panel of him in 281, and then he's on the cover of 282, and his story actually begins.
Okay.
So now you got a good chunk of Marvel knowledge that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna like fuck you. Next time I do a quiz show, I'm gonna hit you with so much. I'm gonna hit you with so much DC. Your head's gonna spin.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I'll hit you with that damn dark cloud knowledge. See how your ass sounds.
My dark side knowledge.
Dark cloud knowledge.
Dark cloud. Oh god, yeah, I'd be screwed.
All right. It's now movie review time.
Movie review.
We got
800 of them.
Oh god dang, we're gonna be here all night.
First up, you picked all these, so we'll start with 47 meters down.
I have a random thing that I apparently when I took these notes, I made a joke to myself one day at work. I was like, man, I feel like a kid again. And my coworker Nick was like, why? I was like, because I can't wait to get home and beat off.
What?
He was like, what? Yeah, exactly. He said the same thing. He said and started laughing. But yeah, I was just like, damn, I feel like a kid again. He's like, why? I was like, 'cause I can't wait to get home and beat off. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was like my random note fact for this joke. But you said 47 meters down?
47 meters down.
Okay.
Okay, let me start. My first note was, oh boy, would have given this movie a 7 out of 10.
Would have?
Would have. But The trick ending gave it a 3 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. But it has a very slow open, and it's super basic at the beginning, and like the back and forth with her talking about her, like the main girl got on my nerves actually because she's out there to enjoy herself. And she's just talking about her ex and stuff, and like all her issues, and I'm like, well, this doesn't feel like a shark movie.
Yeah.
And then, but then, you know, when it actually gets to the sharks, like the movie just does the sharks so well. Like the building of the suspense is just perfect. And you know, I don't know if it's CGI. It has to be, right? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, like, how could they have filmed sharks slamming into those cages and whatnot? But they did a great job with the sharks as well.
Yeah.
It's like there's this scene where the shark slams his head at them through the side of a stone. And it's in both movies, actually. I'm pretty sure. This one and one of the later ones we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
And it just made me think. I was like, oh, that scene is in both movies. And then the scene where she swims off the cliff into the open ocean,
yeah,
is one of my biggest fears. Like, just looking down and it's just darkness. Holy shit, that's just scary as fuck.
It is.
And like, she's trying to find Javier, and I'm like, what the fuck was Javier doing all the way over there before he showed up and then just died?
Yeah. Well,
and then I was actually gonna ask you, I was like, how about that swerve ending?
Hated it.
I feel like we have two opposite like views on movies, especially when they do the endings.
Bamboozling. They
like,
bamboozled me.
When you watched Upgrade, you hated the ending, but like I felt like the No Hope ending made it better because it's like, oh, we get to see constantly. We get to see these movies with like they people want the happy ending, but I always like the swerve, and then it's like, sorry, you don't get that happy.
They've done non-happy endings well.
I thought Upgrade did it really well.
I hated it.
I loved that movie. That movie's still
same with this one. I didn't like this one either.
I think it's just a little bit.
They had a good ending to it. It was like, oh wait, good movie, and then it's like, oh wait, psych, fuck you, bad movie. Yeah, I was like, oh damn, they got me. It's a bad movie.
Honestly, I love the end of it. It's like psych, depression.
3 out of 10.
She had a really bad day, and also her sister is dead.
And they're giving it a 7.
Yes, 7 out of 10.
All right, let's move on down to 47 meters down, Uncaged.
Uncaged.
I liked it better than the first one.
So, 47 meters down, Uncaged, I gave a 9 out of 10.
You just gave this movie a 9.
I loved this movie. This is probably my favorite shark movie.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So, the beginning of the movie, I think they did a great job with the character development.
No.
Oh yeah, you got to learn about the family's background. You got to learn about the fact that it's obviously a split family come together. You get to learn about the main character's issues with, you know, family, and also like her school issues. And it had so much imagery, like her getting pushed in the water by the mean girls and everything. I just feel like the beginning of this movie trumps the second, like the slow start to the second one, the first one, by miles. And then, like, you even get introduced to their dad, who's like this super nerd, but like a super cool nerd who knows all kinds of things about sharks. And his job is literally to go underground and map out these cave systems that the ancient Mayans had, and it's like preserved. And he's trying to like discover all of this, you know, just forgotten and unseen parts of history. And you know how much I love history. But even on top of that, it's like in introducing you to all these characters. They introduce you to the plot at the same time. You see this big ass bitch in shark tooth? We found it in the caves. And then he tells them the fact that we think that there's a shark, or we know that there's a shark basically swimming around in this underground system of caves because it got sucked in or went chasing after a seal or something and basically got trapped in this cave system, and it's been trapped under there for God knows how many hundreds of years, because you don't know how long sharks can live for a long ass fucking time.
Yeah.
So it's just like a super beast at this point, and it's like adapted to being able to hear, and it's blind basically. So it's adapted to movement in the water and being able to hear people. And I was just like, man, they've done such a great job of setting this movie up. Like, I'm so pumped to see this shit actually happen. And I also love the soundtrack in this movie. I loved the soundtrack.
I thought it was just okay. I thought the sharks were a lot better and more crazy. It had it actually had a good story to it. I don't know. I was still just okay for me. I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10.
Well, I also liked how do you give this one less than a 7? Is my question.
It's just
when you were gonna get the first one a 7 until the swerve ending. Man, this one had better jump scares. It had better shark attacks. It had the interesting cave system survival thing. All the characters dying off in like uniquely horrifying ways, which. Oh man!
Characters were doing stupid things.
Oh yeah, there was one character that just kept ruining it for everybody, like Catherine or something like that.
That girl who was
the taller, skinny white girl. Oh, I fucking hated her when she fell in that water and got ripped in half. That was like my happiness right there. I was like, you deserved it, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Like so many more people would have lived if you hadn't been such a retard. You know what I'm saying?
About everybody would have lived.
And so, oh man, that was great. I loved when they finally escaped through all that stuff out into the open water. And then they find out that they're in a chum line. They see the water's all bloody and they're like in a chum line for this cruise ship. And they're surrounded by a bunch of great white sharks at this point. And they can actually see them.
Yeah.
And so, you think they're not going to survive, but even they defy all the odds. And both of them survive. And then she looks at her bully, and her bully looks horrified, and she's looking at her bully like, yeah, you're not gonna fuck with me no more because I just beat up a fucking shark.
Yeah.
Imagine what I gotta do to your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it has the perfect ending.
I can't believe this is your favorite shark movie,
dude. Okay. It was my favorite shark movie. There is another shark movie that I like more than this one, but we haven't done it for the podcast yet. So currently, in the line of what we've seen, this is canonically my favorite shark movie.
Okay. We're going to move on to Underwater.
Oh, Underwater.
It was okay.
It was okay.
I had trouble caring about any of the characters. The only one I somewhat cared about was T.J. Miller, his character.
Okay.
I thought everybody else was bland, and I didn't give a shit about him.
So, I gave this movie an 8 out of 10.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was different for me because I love how the movie started. The movie starts, it's so calm, and then the intensity just blows up to a 10. But for me, it was like I didn't have to describe to anybody what was going on. I immediately knew what was going on when I was watching this movie. It was like, oh, they're underwater. Because you have to read all the stuff at the beginning as the movie's coming in. You know what I mean? And you find out that they have all this scientific shit going on underwater. They discovered things and whatnot. Basically, when that water starts dripping in, I was like, oh, this thing's about to collapse, because if water's getting through, then there's a problem in the pressure, and you know what happens to stuff that's that deep underwater, right? It just implodes basically.
Yeah.
That's why every time they were underwater in their suits, if they had come off, your body basically liquefies because it can't cope with the amount of pressure that's on your body. It's impossible. Your body just turns to liquid inside of the suit, and that's what kept happening to them. Every time they would rip the suit off of somebody, I was like,
that is so intense. Or when the glass hit the dude's eye, like the thing that he could see through, and it just sucked him out of his suit, basically.
Yeah.
Because of the pressure. I was like, that is fucking insane and intense. I loved it. Sorry.
I thought it was just okay. I liked the last one better. The 47 meters down, uncaged. But I'm still going to give it a 6.
Well, I guess a thing that I really enjoyed about the movie that made me like it a lot is because it gave me like alien vibes, but like in an underwater setting. Instead of being trapped in outer space trying to survive these aliens, they're trapped underwater trying to survive these creatures that we know nothing about. And then I enjoyed the characters that they introduced for as long as they were around. Like, with the intensity being the way that it was, and the movie's time restraints, I knew that these characters were going to be people that I needed to get, attached to. But, I still loved, T.J. Miller's character. I didn't really care for the ones who died like that.
Yeah.
But, they added a nice little love story into the movie while these two people are basically being driven mad by the fact that they can't breathe actual oxygen. So that was kind of sad. But they still survived in the end, which was nice.
Yeah.
And it was like, the scenes with them crawling through all the really tight spaces as the building had been destroyed around them and everything, had me thinking how dead I would be. Because I would not be able to fit through all those areas.
Yeah.
And then they literally find that one character just under the rubble. And he's still alive. T.J. Miller's character. Vincent Cassel. You know who that is?
No.
He was the French dude, the commander.
Yeah.
Basically. And he's one of my favorite actors, actually. And I had no idea that he was in that movie, so that was also like a bonus for me, because when they introduced him, I was like, oh shit! And he played his part. Like, he's pretty good. I didn't every movie I've ever seen him in, he's not playing a role like that. So it was nice to see his range, and yeah, I think he did a great job. So
yeah.
I thought the pressure kills were super cool. With people not being able to and I jokingly, halfway through the movie, after you saw that one creature drag the main character off, I was like, holy shit, that thing's crazy looking. I was like, what if it's like one of Cthulhu's minions, and they drilled to the bottom of the ocean and woke up Cthulhu?
Yeah.
And she was like, that's stupid. And then, you watch through the movie, and that's literally what they fucking did at the end of the movie. Cthulhu rises up out of the water, and he's humongous, and all these creatures that are attached to him are his minions that you see about him having and everything. It's like, holy crap, I called that shit, because I watch a lot of stupid shit, so I just kind of knew what I was looking for when it comes to Cthulhu. But also, you knew watching this movie that these people never stood a chance, because anything that can move like that and stand and have strength, or you knew it had to have immense strength. It had to have if it's like a human fighting an Atlantean in the Marvel comics. The Atlanteans or DC, they're gonna be stronger than any human, because their body is literally at the bottom of the ocean all the time. All that pressure on your body, and your body to be able to maintain itself and not be destroyed, your body alone would have to be stronger than a human's body. And then the amount of power you'd pack in each punch, like when they grab that girl and just drag her and throw her off, clearly they're going to be able to do that because they live at the bottom of the ocean. Their bodies, it's like Goku training in 100 times Earth's gravity.
Yeah.
That's literally their life. So they're already stronger than any of them. So that's intense.
I thought it was just...
I loved it, but I like weird shit, so,
We're going to move on. I think we might both agree on this one.
Oh, thank
Next,
God.
we're going to do The Meg.
The Meg.
I liked the Meg.
Oh, thank God. I liked it too.
Yeah. Here's some nitpicks. There's this big guy called the Wall, and he lost his best friend who was on Heroes.
Yeah.
He got killed. And then
Hero. One of Heroes.
And then a little bit later, they killed the shark that killed him. And he's taking pictures and selfies with it, like, hee, look at me. That thing just killed your buddy. And you're going to be like, better get a selfie with it.
And then it turns out it's not even the one that killed his buddy.
Well, he thought it was.
I know, I was just saying. I was like, so they hunt down the guy who rescues people for a living at the depths, at such low depths, like the deep diving, like saving people. And he gets to tell everyone, I told you so, after he saves his ex-wife from, the thing that nobody believed him was down at the bottom of the ocean. And I just thought to myself, man, like, if that's not the best I told you so ever,
yeah,
like, fucking winning right there to be able to hit somebody with that I told you so.
Also, the note Hero from I don't think his name was Hero in the movie, but the guy who was in Heroes, the Asian dude, he wrote a note to his wife. Never got to his wife, by the way.
Yeah, they never made a point of making that scene.
Yeah, okay.
Especially, I think that dude died, didn't he?
Who?
The one who was holding on to the note. I can't remember.
He gave it to the Wall, and the Wall left, and then he gave it to Dwight from The Office.
Oh, and he died too.
Yeah.
So.
Also,
everybody's like, that scene where like they're pulling Jonas in with the rope.
Yeah.
Like to save him from the shark. They are literally pulling him in, and they're all yelling to him, "Hurry up!" Like he has a fucking choice.
The movie had a great cast, though.
It did. I liked a majority of all the characters.
Yeah.
And I think Rainn Wilson did a good job as his like billionaire, dumbass, asshole like character. I thought he did great.
Thought he did. It was great.
Watching all the other sharks run from the Meg was kind of fucking cool. Like,
I think this is what shark movies kind of should be. I like this formula of shark movies. Big shark, eat people. I'm happy.
Yeah, I was watching this and I was thinking to myself, there's that scene where they have that crane and they have the shark on the crane and the other shark comes up and eats it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, these motherfuckers are dumb as shit. And it starts pulling the ship and everything. And I was like, have they never seen Jaws or 47 meters down? Because like the cranes in both movies actually end up getting the boat pulled out,
Yeah.
And I was like, if a great white shark can pull your ship with a fucking crane, then the Meg is not going to have a problem with it at all.
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
So is that scene when they originally killed that one shark? I give it an 8 out of 10 as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Where they killed the first shark, and as I'm watching that, I'm thinking to myself, so did the poison actually set in and kill the shark?
Yeah.
Or did they drown the shark? Because if a shark, great white sharks have to keep moving forward to pass oxygen through their gills in order to be able to breathe. And it was no longer swimming forward, so I'm like, did they actually drown the shark? Or did the poison kick in and kill it?
I guess both, technically. I don't know.
It's confusing. I have to rewatch it to be sure. The scene where it flips the boat, because they have to hoist it up. The first shark, the bigger shark comes and takes a chunk out of him, and he flips the boat.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I was thinking, I was looking at the Sonia Bay or whatever it was, where in like China maybe, or wherever they were, with all the people in the water. I was like, man, that water, that area looks amazing to go swimming in. Where all those people were swimming.
It looked pretty fun, except that little fat kid who had the ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was like, no wonder, cool. No. But it was funny to watch the shark swimming up to it, because like, oh man, he's about to eat a bowl of fucking Fruit Loops, because that's what it looked like. Everybody's in different colored inner tubes. Yeah. It was like, it looks like a bowl of Fruit Loops, and he's about to have himself a go. And it was I thought that was like the coolest man versus shark fight ever, where Jonas is like fighting the thing basically with his ship, and then with his bare hands. Yeah. And then all the other sharks basically become the hero when they show up at the end to eat, the big killer shark because of his blood and everything. And then I think the best part of the whole movie, like the thing that cements it and makes it so good, is that the doggy lives in the end.
The Yorkie?
The little Yorkie didn't get it.
I was going to say that. I'm glad the dog lived. And the black dude lived. I was really happy about that.
Thank God, yeah.
And the little Asian girl is my favorite character.
The little Asian girl. Yes. I liked her character too. I will admit that the love interest thing was a little ridiculous out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
Whatever.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
And
last but not least, the OG.
Yeah.
JAWS.
Final movie review of the day, Jaws. You can't do shark movies without this guy being there.
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
When I first saw this as a kid, I was like, this is boring. Watching it as
an adult,
25-year-old, I was 25 when I watched this. I was like, this movie's the shit.
Like, my very first note literally says, any movie that opens with hippies dying is alright by me.
I was just put like much better as I remembered as a kid. And I also put Punch the Mayor right in the balls.
Oh, yeah. I put that dude at the beginning of the movie that Chrissy's with, that, they're supposed to go swimming together. Like, he's fucking useless. 1, he's trying to get laid. 2, he can't even get his clothes off. 3, he passes out on the beach.
Well, he was pretty drunk. I can relate it.
Nah,
I've been that drunk.
He was an idiot. And I was like, yes, that fucking mayor is a damn joke. How he wouldn't let Brody lock down the bay or the beach.
You know what's funny?
All. What?
It's kind of what's happening in real life, except not sharks, but
worldwide or just
viruses.
Nationwide.
Yeah,
we're idiots.
So I mean, it is very realistic if you look at what's happening now with the mayor.
Yeah. We need money. We need an economy.
Yeah. He wants. He's willing to risk some lives so they can do business can boom for the 4th of July. So
yeah. Tippett. That was what that dog's name was. Tippett. That black dog. The guy
in Jaws
in Jaws was swimming around with his dog.
Yeah. Okay.
And he kept calling it Tippett. I was just like, that is a weird name.
I just remember being sad the dog died. He didn't really show it. He just showed us
that kid that gets ate by the shark.
Yeah.
All I could think to myself was like, I bet he wished he listened to his mom though.
Yeah.
When she was like, don't get back on the water, basically. And he's like, oh, I can't let you swim a little longer.
No, you idiot.
He's the only one who got ate for lunch. I was like, these people are so fucking worried about the beach being closed. And that kid literally just died. What a bunch of fuckwads.
Yep. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
In real life, though, people are like, let's risk lives so we can have fun.
And I also love that scene where the boy, Brody's son's about to take his new boat that he got out on the water.
Yeah.
And Brody didn't want his son in the water, Michael. And his wife's like arguing with him. I was like, she sure changed her tune as soon as she saw that painting of the shark sinking a little boat. How it bites its way through the bottom of those boats and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, she's, Michael, get out of the water.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you fucking listening now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I left a little side note here. It's like, Jaws reimagined. Jaws, but the mayor is right the whole time and everyone else is stupid.
Oh god, okay.
I kept thinking to myself, like, how do they, when they're out on the actual ocean and they're trying to hunt jaws and they throw in all the chum line and everything, and I kept thinking, like, how do they not actually attract all the sharks in the area? But then I think they had explained it earlier in the movie with it being the actual hunting ground for that great white shark and like how territorial they are.
Yeah.
And basically he scared all the other ones away and would probably attack them and eat them if they came into his turf anyways. So they just like stayed out of his territory. And then like these three guys are on a boat and they just seem like they hate each other.
Yeah.
And like the chief hates doing like the chum gig, and he doesn't even pay attention, and it's like he doesn't know how close he came.
Oh yeah, he almost got
to be in chum himself. And he's like, we're gonna need a bigger boat, and like he's freaking out the whole time. It's like, damn, he really wants a bigger boat.
What'd you think of all them characters?
I loved every single one of them. Yeah. Actually, my favorite scene in the whole movie is actually have it in here. That scene on the boat where the captain tells his war story about World War II.
Yeah.
That whole scene.
Was like they're showing the scars and shit.
And then it like gets really deep and
Yeah.
I love that. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. Like, he's telling, like, how about that one? How'd you get that one? Like, and like shit just got really serious. And he talks about how like 300 men went down in the water and only 30 came up or something like that.
Yeah.
That was just oh man, that was perfect. That was like the most perfect scene. Like in the whole movie. Like it's just perfect. I feel like they did a great job of building his character throughout the whole movie.
It still baffles me. You like 47 meters. Uncaged better than me.
I didn't say better. They both got an 9 out of 10.
He said,
but
47 meters is your favorite shark movie.
Okay, well, if we're talking modern day shark movies, yes.
Okay.
But also like the sharks themselves were better and there's more scary moments.
But
if we're talking about movies in general, Jaws is a better movie. But if we're talking about shark movies, I like this one better.
Okay.
It's hard. It's hard. Okay. But that scene is just, I love that scene. Whatever. Let's not worry about it.
I think it was cool because
I'm a complicated and complex person.
Because you didn't see the shark, Bruce, until like midway through the movie, and when you first saw him, like, oh fuck, there he is.
And they actually show his whole body swimming by the boat, and you're like, he's fucking huge.
Yeah, I thought that was way more impactful.
The other reason that they did that is because they had created a mechanical shark for the movie.
Yeah.
And like it broke, and so they couldn't use it.
Yeah.
As much as they wanted to.
But still, I mean, coincidental or not, it worked.
Yeah. They were talking about how smart the shark was, and I was like, he's definitely a smart shark because he waited to come up from the water till they started singing and making all that noise. And once they started making all that noise, well, they're not gonna notice me. He surfaces and starts attacking their boat.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. And then there's that scene where it jumps out at Quint's arm and it's like pulling the boat and everything, and they get the 3 barrels on the thing, and I was like, it dives down again with all 3 barrels on it, and I was like, man, they've only pissed it off. Like that's all they managed to do after this whole time.
That shark took a beating. They beat the fuck out of that shark.
Oh yeah. But that shark literally destroys the whole ship and swallows Quint whole. Well, it bites him in half, but still swallows him whole, basically. Takes him in stride.
To be fair, Quint was an idiot.
Yeah, but he was my favorite character.
He was the sheriff was my favorite. What's his name? Holt.
Brody.
Yeah. The fact that he was calling for the Coast Guard and he comes in there and smashes the radio.
Yeah, that was stupid.
You deserve to die.
Yeah.
I did not. So after he just smashed the radio, I was like, I don't feel sorry for whatever's going to happen to him.
I feel like the Quint was like the luckiest fucker on the planet with that. One, getting the thing to get the oxygen tank stuck in its mouth, and then two, blowing it up in its mouth and blowing up the whole shark.
Yep.
That was luck if I ever saw it.
Yep.
Lucky motherfucker.
If you think about it, they talked about earlier, like they were yelling at him because he was pulling on it earlier, like, hey, that will blow up. And I just love how that was a play.
Yeah, they call back to
Yep.
it.
And I was like, oh, damn, that's good. That's good. Right there.
As like I was talking about in 47 meters. They had callbacks in that one too.
Yeah.
Shut up. You're
okay. I think Jaws was way better than the others. I'm giving Jaws a 9 out of 10.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think I was a little bit biased towards 47 meters down uncaged.
Yeah.
Because it's more recent and the effects
Now, to be fair, I thought.
Now let me finish.
Okay.
Even with Jaws being not necessarily outdated, because I can sit down and watch this movie.
I came in thinking I was going to hate it because I didn't like it as a kid, but as an adult, I was like,
it's such a good movie.
This is really fucking good. I see why everybody likes it.
Yeah. I love it. Okay.
I want to rank them. Lowest being 47 meters down, then underwater, then 47 meters uncaged,
Then the Meg, then Jaws.
then the Meg, then Jaws.
Okay.
How do you like my sandwich of movies?
I would put 47 meters above the uncaged, above the
Underwater?
Meg, but I think other than that, it was pretty perfect.
Okay.
So it's just I only tweak one, flip the Meg and 47 too.
Okay. All right. I think we just got the one more segment now. Now we're just going to do the two guys in the group. What are you picking for this week?
This week I am picking The Other Side of Paradise by Glass Animals.
Okay. We listened to this earlier today.
But now that I think about it, it's like I should have picked a shark song. Not really. There's no shark song I could think of. Maybe there might be a song by
Baby
Glass
Shark.
Cloud that's about sharks.
Yeah. The Beach Boys called "Please Stop Punching Me, Batista." Their newest hit. I'm picking this song.
It's actually a hit within a hit within a hit within a hit.
I'm picking "Motherload" by Mastodon.
Oh, isn't this actually on another
Nope.
playlist?
Nope. We've never picked it. We
Wow.
have picked Mastodon.
Chimes at Midnight. Yeah, that's right. Same album.
And Toe to Toes, and I think another one's from a different album.
It's off their newest one.
Yeah.
Newest album.
And this is my favorite one by them. And I was like, you know what? I think this is perfect fit to bring this out.
Mastodon has made the list. Guess what? They just made the list.
And now that's going to wrap up another edition. The Two Guys in the Deep. Was that right?
Two Guys in the Deep.
Two Guys in the Deep episode of Two Guys in the Groove. It's going to wrap up another one. Don't forget, you can follow that playlist. That's Two Guys in the Groove Season 4 on Spotify. Don't forget to follow Seasons 1 through 3 as well. Follow us on Facebook at Two Guys in the Dark. That's your cue.
Oh, yeah.
That's still your cue, like... Okay, he's picking his ear. Okay. You can follow us on Instagram at...
Two Guys in the Dark.
There we go. It wasn't hard. You could follow us on...
Your bitch. You can follow me personally, Butt Chugging Bananas.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Follow me, Captain Cool69 on Instagram.
What a nerd.
Follow the podcast on Instagram. And we are...
Two Guys in the Deep.
Excellent. Keep sucking, VJ. I could be of some assistance. Wait your turn, Smithers.